welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new here. So for today's video, I wanted to sit down here and have a little chat with you guys all about being in a rut and specifically how to get out of one. To be completely honest with you guys, February was rough. Possibly even the worst month of the year so far, which is really weird to say considering we're only like 2.5 months into the year. But February has been really rough in terms of mental health and depressive episodes and just being in a really sort of dark headspace and mentality. And for whatever reason, I was talking to a bunch of my YouTube friends a few days ago, and it seems like in general February was a really rough month for everybody. So if February was also rough for you, then definitely don't feel alone. You are not the only person who is dealing with this. It just seems that all around last month was just not great for anybody. But so far, the first few weeks of March have been incredible. I've gotten so much more clarity and positivity and happiness. Honestly, I don't know if it's because we are currently exiting the darker winter months here in Montreal, heading for more like happy, bright spring days, but definitely the last few weeks and especially the last few days have been absolutely incredible. I finally feel like I am totally getting out of this rut. I'm way more on top of things, got my ish together, got my life together. And so in today's video, I wanted to sit down here and share with you guys basically all the different steps I took and things I did to really help me get out of that rut and get on top of everything. So the very first step that I always take when it comes to getting out of a rut is possibly the scariest one, and that is to face the darkness head on. Whenever I do start to feel a depressive episode coming on, I usually tend to like block everything out, pretend it's not happening, tell myself that I'm fine, that it's all in my head, which honestly about 9 times out of 10 really only ends up in heightening all those feelings and those dark like mentalities. So this is when a few months back one of my friends recommended clarity journaling, and this absolutely changed my life. This is essentially an endless collection of journaling prompts that are specifically focused on helping you to get a lot more clarity where your life is concerned, to really just help you get out of whatever funk or rut you are currently stuck in and help you get on top of everything. So you can find these prompts literally anywhere on Pinterest or Google. Then just sit down with your journal or even a regular piece of paper and a pen, write down some of these prompts that call out to you that you think would be super helpful to write about, and then just basically let yourself reflect super deeply on everything you have going on and just really let absolutely everything flow out of your mind onto the paper. But most definitely clarity journaling is the first massive step I always take when it comes to getting out of any kind of rut or funk. So then once I've done that, that usually takes care of alleviating a lot of the pressure I've been feeling and the darkness that has been kind of like overwhelming me and consuming me. However, while that does really help, unfortunately that is not a one single step that can do everything on its own and take care of everything on its own, because I really do feel like whenever I am initially getting out of whatever rut or funk I've been stuck in, I kind of feel like a groundhog where I have basically been burrowing underground for however long looking for surface and fresh air. And once I have finally found that opening and reached the surface and reached fresh air, it can sometimes be really overwhelming. I can feel kind of disoriented and just not really sure where to go next. So this is when I will then focus a lot more on reigniting the flame, so to speak, and focus on really regaining control over everything in my life again. And this is where it becomes super handy to have a bunch of boards over on my Pinterest that really depict the dream life I want to live. So I have a ton of boards full of affirmations and motivational quotes and entrepreneur quotes, and basically just a bunch of images that depict my personal definition of that girl and the person I want to become. I know that so many people say that if you're trying to get out of a funk or a rut of any sort, then social media and devices as a whole are the last thing you want to be looking at. But to be completely honest, I don't really see Pinterest as a social media. I really can't group Pinterest in with Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. For me personally, Pinterest is really just a platform to get inspired, just like their motto says. So most definitely, once I have finally reached that surface, once I am finally breathing again and thinking clearly, going over onto Pinterest and looking at some of my favorite boards and pins and quotes, that for me is just a really great way of reigniting absolutely everything in me, getting more motivated and inspired, and really the first big step in regaining control of my mentality and my mental health. Now, I don't know about you guys, but it seems that literally every single time I'm in any kind of a rut or a bad mood or having a depressive episode, usually every single one of my environments turn into a disaster. Usually I will have clothing lying around found all over my bedroom. My desk and my dresser are going to be a disaster. In the kitchen, I have dishes all over the place that I have to clean. Oftentimes, I am so far behind on doing a new load of laundry. So once I've gotten a real healthy dose of clarity, once I'm feeling a lot more motivated and inspired, this is when I'm usually in deep need of a total reset and a cleanse. And this is when I go absolutely ham on cleaning up every single ounce of my environment. This honestly just really helps me to make my environment feel a whole lot more clean and fresh and new. So once I have a much cleaner room and office and kitchen and bathroom, this is when I really feel like I am truly turning a page, starting a new chapter, and starting over fresh. So I will just grab my laptop or my phone, I blast some happy feel-good music all across the house, and then I just dive right into cleaning absolutely every single ounce of my environment, and by the time I'm done, I feel like a whole new human. And then finally, definitely one of the most important puzzle pieces, so to speak, in my whole little routine of getting out of a rut and feeling a whole lot better is to focus on progress and progression. A lot of the time when you are in a rut and you're feeling really stuck, what is mentally and emotionally happening to your brain and your mindset and your overall being? What is usually happening is that your day-to-day life, your day-to-day routine has begun to feel like a hamster wheel on the same cycle every single day, and there's really nothing that is keeping your brain stimulated, and so you begin to feel really bored and stuck in a rut. So essentially, for an extended period of time, you've been living your life on the same cycle every single day with absolutely nothing coming in to break up the pattern and change things up and make things interesting, which obviously has been the norm for most of us throughout COVID and lockdown, having absolutely nowhere to go and not much to do and not much exciting us or keeping us stimulated, which obviously is why so many of us have been really impacted mentally and mental health wise throughout COVID. And honestly, I think this is what really gave me that push to want to start doing online classes and going to college online part-time, because that really gave me something to consistently break up the pattern of my everyday routine. Learning something new every day, expanding my knowledge, learning new skills, having something every day to stimulate my mind, having assignments and projects to work on. These are all things that really helped me to break that cycle that I was stuck on and give me something new to focus on in my everyday life. Now, obviously, I'm not saying that every single person who is ever in a rut or is feeling super stuck has to go back to college or go back to school at all, but no matter how you do it, you have to find something to break up the cycle. Whether that is picking up a new hobby or developing a new interest, adding something new to your daily routine, trying something new or different, even just doing this for a full week, a full 7 days of consistently breaking up your patterns, adding new things to your daily routine, making things more interesting, more inspiring, you are going to feel such a dramatic shift and change in your daily routines and your daily life, and that is going to really help you to break out of whatever rut or funk you are feeling. I firmly 110% believe that out of anything else I have ever tried to help me break out of any kind of rut or feeling stuck, this whole idea of the pattern interrupt and breaking your cycle of day-to-day life, this is absolutely the #1 thing that has made the biggest difference. So if this is you, if you are stuck in a rut and you don't really know how to get out of that funk, this is something I cannot stress to you enough. But yeah, you guys, that is pretty much it for this video. Those are all the things that have been part of my new routine whenever I'm feeling stuck or in a rut and really need to break out of it. These are the things that have had the biggest impact, that have really helped me, and I hope can help you too. As always, you guys, thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Love you all to the moon and back, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!